Hello, 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 everybody. I am Steve, and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. Today, we're going to have some fun checking out what the heck is in this box. And I should have removed the label from that. Well, there. But anyway, we have some cool stuff that's in that box. I picked this thing up, I think last November or somewhere around there. I went to somebody who had some stuff and they were getting rid of it, and I ended up taking a whole bunch of stuff, and some of it sat in the garage and I haven't gotten to it, and some of it I didn't really know what was in there. They just said, "Do you want this stuff?" I said, "Yeah, sure," and, we went from there. So yeah, this is going to be interesting because I only have a brief understanding of what's in there by looking at the top, but I see a bunch of discs and stuff like that, so we'll see. Alright, so let's see who is here. We have about 25 or 30 people here. So Jay from the House of Moth is here. We have Anonymous Freak is here. Hello. It's been a while. Let's see. We have Christopher here. Kai is here. Hello, Kai. Welcome. Garth is here. Douglas is here. Tech190Q is here. Jeremy is here. Joe is here. Rocco is here. Michael is here. We have Mute is here. Mute Stingray. Jeff Bernard is here. Let's see who else. The Mac Geek is here. Neil is here. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. Anybody say hello in the comments? You will be given a hello. But so what we're basically doing is I want to see what's inside this box, and we'll probably do some other things afterwards. But well, everything's falling outside of the box. But we'll get to that. Hey, Mike, welcome to the stream. Well, I'm glad you could sleep in a little more, Kai. So let's get to what's inside of this box before I keep doing silly things here. So I'm glad you could join us today, Kai. So I'm going to transition here to an above view. Let's move this out of the way. Our nice little pro forma there, and see what's in here. Cause yeah. Well, hello, Ben. All right, so. I should have planned this better. I should have gotten another box to put this stuff into, and then I could put it back in. I should actually do a picture-in-picture here. Yeah, let's get fancy. Let's do this. Let me add the other camera, so it's not just me. Well, hold on. We'll do something funny here. We could do this, and that, and then select this one, and then do this guy, and there. And then we could do one of these, and this is all going to make sense in a moment. And this, and that, and... Yay! There you go. All right. you got me floating around in the corner. I don't know how creepy that is, but whatever. We'll go with it. So, ISO M0116 there. I have no idea what you're pointing to, Kai. But maybe. Yeah, sure. Alright, so, yeah, there's some ink in here. I don't know how old this is. 2006, June 2006 is a date on one of these. So, oh, the ADB keyboard. Kai knows his keyboards. Yes, it's a lovely keyboard that I got with the Macintosh SE. Yeah, that is an interesting one. Oh, good eye. Yeah, so this is ink. It looks like we have a... Well, they're all color. So this one's color, this one's color. We have 3. I don't even know if I have a printer that goes with this. There's a bunch of inkjets. PhotoSmart, DeskJet, printer, scanner, copier combo. I used to have, like... I probably used to have a printer that used these, but I don't think I have... I have some HP LaserJets. But I don't think I have any OfficeJet ones anymore. Hey, Bruce. So I don't know. Well, I mean, I'll give it to Goodwill or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Let's put that over there. See if there's anything more interesting than old ink. IBM Tech 3 ribbon. I think this goes with the typewriter that I gave you, Mike. So, yeah. Goodie for you. Color black, open the other end, okay? A technical advance in impression quality. Okay. Hey, Sean. Sean is here. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the stream. Storm Crash is here as well, and Bill is here. Everyone is streaming on in. All right, yeah. So that's what that is. IBM Tech 3. It looks like it had. Well, there's a number on the middle, like somebody used it. But there we go. I like the box. It's a fancy little box. So I'm gonna move this camera down just a little bit because there's no reason it has to be up that high. And I think I tightened the thing too much. Here we go. Let's bring it down just a little bit. There. Now we'll move it like that. There we go. That's a bit better. It purred. So you can have that mic next time I see you. A box. A box within the box. What's in here? Got a DVD-R with some data on it, but no label. Same. All right. Mystery DVD-Rs. Oh, this says Adobe on it. Oh, Adobe Illustrator 5.5 installation discs. Let's see if we have everything else. Winding that down reminded me of my old garden umbrella. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Alright, disc 3, 4. Alright, there's disc 1 and disc 2. Let's see if we have the whole set. 5, 6, and 7. Well, if there are 7 discs, then we have all of them. There is a serial number on the box. If you're quick enough, you could read it. Yeah. And then I get the content yelling at me from Adobe. But yeah, this is version 5.5. I guess they just ripped the box apart. That's pretty sad. But, yeah. Hoist up the sails! Get those floppies in order, mateys! And that's enough pirate talk for the stream. But that was just for you, Kai. Oh, boy. Alright, so we'll put those. This is going to be unwieldy very, very quickly. But, yeah. I don't know if those CDs will fit in there. Oh, yep. We're breaking stuff already. Oopsies. Oopsies. Used for knitting supplies. Yeah, that seems about right. I have no idea what's on those discs, but a plastic bag we could reuse. So why not? We have more discs. This I remember this. This is a Panasonic cassette player, and it even had the power cord. Look at that. And my back is going to be strained, but by turning left and right and left and right. Well, I can't control the quality. Everything looks green on my end, so we're good, at least for me. Let's see if I could switch back to this just so I can hold this up. Yeah, so this is a Panasonic, what model is this? Model RQ352. And yeah, it's a cassette player and recorder. So that's pretty neat. It's kind of like a Walkman, although, Sony was Walkman. This is just, whatever they called it. Oh, we got some sad batteries in there, and look at that. Look at how bulgy that battery is. You can't, it's hard to see it, but like, the print of it is very distorted. Turning 18. Well, happy birthday to you, Violet. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. My goodness. That needs to be disposed of. We have a trash bin right here, and we got a screwdriver. Let's get those batteries out. Get those batteries out! Well, that one was stuck. Spicy bats. Get as much of that corrosion off of there as we can quickly. Sorry. I'm just laughing because I didn't know it was going to be that loud. Well, it was echoing too. Sorry. At least I'm not playing any instruments. You got to keep those batteries. No, thank you, Bruce. They're not the 3.3 PRAM battery voltage, whatever. So I'm not. It's not part of my weird fascination. But this has a power adapter too. So I know I got to learn how to battery. I'm sorry. We have microphone in and remote in. Pretty neat. I mean, I don't know if this works or not, but I don't have a cassette right now. I mean, I have them over there, but put that aside. That'd be fun to play around with. All right, what else we got? What else we got? Let's move the thingy again. Got a bunch of discs here. Extensys PXL Smart Scale, 1 image, any size, for Mac and Windows. Kensington MouseWorks, all right, for 10.1.5 or later, Windows 98 ME 2000 XP. So this is drivers for a Kensington mouse. Yeah, I mean, that Walkman is, you know, probably you use it for anything, but I guess one of its, since it has a recorder in it, recording was one of the functions. I have a copy of Mac OS X Tiger on DVD and OS X. It says OS X app lit app lice like lick I don't app life iLife. I don't know what they were trying to do there. Illustrator 505 was one of the only versions available on the SGI machines. Oh, very cool. I did not know that. Well, I'm going to put this disc in my Mac here because I'm very curious about what the heck this CDR has on it. Let's see. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm very curious. Might be Apple licenses or applications or who knows or who's what's it. So let's see. Here are the CD drives spinning up here. Oh wow, yeah. I guess, you know, they had a lot of 68K customers. So, all right. What's on this disc? What's on this disc? The computer is not reading the disc. There it goes. It's just labeled OS X programs, so it's just a burned CD of applications and their serial numbers. Got a serial for QuickTime 6 Pro, and we could always make more. Is the name of a software? Oh, that's a serial number registration name, which is not legitimate. Real Player 8 Plus, Stuffit Deluxe 8, Quark 6, Norton Professional Firewall for Mac OS X, and Quark Express 6. Yeah, so interesting disc. All right, let's move on. So that was one of the CDs here. I'm gonna try not to show. There's some like identifying information of the previous owners. I'm not gonna show that, but one software. Genuine fractals, photo frame, Mask Pro, Smart Scale, etc. So more photo stuff. I got this from people who used to do design work. So we have a copy of Mac OS 9, burned copy, obviously. Here we go. Some legitimate stuff. Adobe Photoshop CS2. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Fractals. Hey, Kate. Welcome to the stream. Let's see what's in here. We have 2 discs. And the guy wrote the serial number on the disc and when they installed it. They installed this in 2007. From the disc there. Total Training Video Workshop. Is this for Mac or for PC? Macintosh. Okay, cool. Oh. There we go. I had an upgrade version, but I did not have the legit version, so yay! I have an actual version there. How about that? Verbatim? Oh, I remember these. These were, well, not the CDRWs, but the CDRs were one of the first CDRs I ever had. They were like, you know, what we could get at the time for our new Yamaha CD burner that could do it like 4x. I don't think this has been used, or if it has been, it wasn't labeled. I always loved that box. Very cool. That logo and everything, that brings back some memories right there. This is a 2x speed. Yeah, this is probably what we used at the time. Similar, just the CDR, not the RW. And look at that. Photoshop 5.5. Very cool. I always call them verbatim. 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 I like, you know, the business term. So there we go. We had 2 discs in here, it seems. Tour and Training. Okay, and then what's the other disc in here? I guess that's the installer. Yeah. Oh, Upgrade. Ooh, fancy. So this isn't a full installation, but an upgrade CD, but still very cool. Has a little jacket. And, yeah, I assume this is for Macintosh, because these people had Macs. Although there was one PC. Yeah, it says Macintosh on it. Alright, yeah, so that's that stuff. I could see why it would make you think of that. I could see why. Alright, this looks fairly modern. Seagate external hard drive disk utility. Okay, well, don't really need that. Whatever this is. What's this? Chronos, C-H-R-O-N-O-S. Chronos installation disk software. It's DVD. License key on the back. Oh, clip art, designs, fonts. Okay, so that's what that is. Some registration card. Totally legitimate copy of Applications from OS 9 from iMac. Okay. PowerBook Applications, OS 9. Okay. We have our first floppy. Mac OS 8 Disk Tools. There we go. There we go. And what's in this? Photo Frame 2.5 Unlimited Border and Edge Effects. Ooh, fancy. For Mac OS 10 and Windows. That old built for Mac OS 10 logo. I remember seeing that on software and being like, oh, it's Mac compatible. What is this? Nikon Wireless Camera Setup Utility 1.0 Picture Perfect. I'm sorry, Picture Project 1.6 CD-ROM. For Windows and Mac. So, yeah, and on the back is Picture Project 1.6 reference manual. So, I don't have a Nikon camera, but I guess that came with it. I mean, if the game came out for the Mac, then sure. Oh, here we go. Photoshop 7.0. Look at that. That's nice. Is this the... What version is this? Macintosh, and it's upgrade. Okay. We got, what are the system requirements here? It doesn't say it on the back, but very neat. And here's another On1 software product CD. IntelliHance Pro Smart Scale. So, some image scaling software thing. Oh, here we go. Tech Tool Pro. This wasn't even in a case. It's a bit all scratched up. 402. I'm actually going to replace the disk that's in this Mac now and put this in. Let's see if I could archive this. Because that's more important than a bunch of other things that might already be archived. What else we got here? Oh, Adobe Photoshop 5. So maybe this is a full install. Or maybe it's also an upgrade. It's Tour and Training for Mac and Windows. Oh, application. Yeah, this is an upgrade as well. So they must have been upgrading from years back. My goodness. You worked on that app? A lot of it was rubbish. Photoshop, which app are you referring to? Adobe Photoshop 5.0, the world's standard photo design and production tool. So yeah, I have 5 and 5.5. Now I have fond memories of version 5 and 5.5. These were what was primarily on my father's Power Macintosh 7500 machine, which I used a lot growing up. And that I really started to use Photoshop around version 3 and version 5. So these are very much in my mind. Yeah, very cool. And what else we have? We have another Adobe product here. Oh, here we go. Photoshop 4.0. Look at that. These are cool because, you know, I just sometimes have the CDs. I don't have the envelopes and stuff like that. So it's very cool to get this stuff. Like, yeah, it doesn't have the boxes, but yeah. We have a training disc here. Is this another upgrade? This one actually does not say upgrade, so maybe this was the first version they purchased. And they just updated from there. That's cool. Very cool. And then there's another PXL Smart Scale, one image, any size dealy. But that's very sweet. Very cool. Yeah, that was a good version of it. 5.5 and 5. I think at the time then when I went to school, they either had version 6. No, they had version 7. Version 7 was new when I was entering high school, I think, something like that. But yeah, I've had a lot of vintage versions of Photoshop. So let's see. This is Tech Tool Pro 4 that I'm looking at on my, on my machine here. This is obviously PowerPC. I'm just going to look at the system requirements here. 2003, so that gives you a time frame of when that was out, and you need macOS 10.2. That's Jaguar or higher. So that's the version of Tech Tool Pro that was there. All right, cool. All right, what else we got here? What? Groboto? Am I saying that right? Groboto? By Smith Micro. Fluid, fast, fun, 3D art in minutes. Never heard of this thing. Sorry, I don't realize the camera is that high up. Let me bring this down a little bit. Wrong way. Yeah, we don't have to go too silly now. I never heard of this thing. Yeah, so this is a Performa 550, and then we have a Macintosh Color Classic, and these are being filmed. They may be in a cameo to some other YouTuber's stream. Not gonna say anything more than that, but I am firing them up. At least one fires up. They're having a problem with the other. So this is a Universal app and for Windows. Is there a year on this? 2008. So this is, I mean, yeah, a decade old, but still fairly new-ish. Yeah, the Color Classic is unfortunately the one that's giving me trouble. I think the analog board does not want to do anything anymore. Oh my goodness, another verbatim. Again, looks like it has not been used. Adaptec Fire Connect 4300. So this is a FireWire card. The disc looks like it's never been opened. Install disk for FireWire card for G4 box. I guess G4 tower. There you go. That's an Adaptec installation disk. So there you go. No, Mike, I didn't put your board in the machine. Power Pack 1 Auto FX version 1.01 1996. That logo with the dog is very familiar. Very familiar. Huh. Well, yeah, that's a pressed disc. It's not a burned disc, but probably some effects and things. Oh, here we go. I remember this, spring cleaning. I don't think I've ever used it though. But this is to clean up junk and stuff from your system. Requirements are system 7.1.1 or higher, 8 megs of RAM. Peel back for registration. Oh, please peel and place on registration card. So there we go. We have looks like a photocopy of the serial number in there. We have, there's the disc there, spring cleaning. There we go. Yellow Dog Linux. Oh, okay. That's why that looked familiar, because I did install Yellow Dog Linux a long time ago. Very cool. Extensis photo frame library. Is there 2 discs in here? Yep, there is. Just volume 1 and volume 2. Okay. I don't think I have a use for it, but here we go. Extensis photo frame 2.0. So I guess these go together. Not for export to Japan. Well, okay. I wasn't going to send this to Japan, but if you're going to get pushy about it, maybe I will. Let's see. Printer software. This is for Epson Stylus C86. I think there's a manual I saw in the garage that I left in there because I knew what it was. I didn't have to bring it in there, but no worries, Joe. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your dinner. Oh, here we go. Disk tools. Macintosh System 7.5. See if this guy works. We have a bunch of floppies. Oh boy. I don't know if any of this. I mean, if it's personal junk, I just wipe it, and if the disk still works, I use it. But we got some fonts, rescue disk, Monet computer font set. Okay. Thomas, I would love to know. He made excellent content, but he's been dormant. Hope he's all right. PC Miller. Okay, so these are PC discs, but demonstration disc. What the heck? PC Miller. There's a few of these. Ah, very good to know, Kai. Yeah, I remember installing them on my 12-inch PowerBook just for fun. Yeah, it looks like a lot of these labels are ripped off. They did have a PC there, so this is probably just a bunch of PC discs. Borland Paradox for Windows. Whatever the heck that is. Commercial truck routing and mileage software. Kai, aren't you full of information today? Unless you're just Googling. Either way, I'm impressed. Fractal Design. Persuasion Player, PC version. DOS 622 generic reinstall. Oh, look at this. 3M computer filters. It's a little advertisement. That's cool. Oh, look at this. Compact LS120 drive. Revolutionary capacity, speed, and flexibility on a drive that's very familiar. That is pretty cool. I guess these were ads that were included with the floppies here. Yeah, because they did have a compact tower. So that's cool. Yes, send me some free Post-it notes. Yeah, let me give you my personal information in exchange for free Post-it notes. I got some floppy labels here, I think. Yeah, there we go. Nice. What's in the box? Let's see. Yeah, Tom's had some excellent content. That guy, yeah. Paradox is database software. Oh, okay. Yes, CRT monitor filters. Yes. Oops. Well, the what was holding this box to this has all these little pins. I don't think that's original. I think someone shoved in these little brass things, and it was holding this. Let me see if I could put this back. Yeah, probably had something that either broke off of it, or they were just insanely cheap. I could see it either way. Alright, I'm not messing with that right now. Alright, what else we got here? Information imaging supplies. Contents, 6 tapes, liftoff tape for Brother Canon, blah, blah, blah. I guess for like a typewriter or something, or I have no clue. Yeah, well, there you go. We got 2 of them. Why not? Put that to the side. Ooh, more discs. Thank goodness. Ooh. Express modem. OCR. Optical character recognition, maybe? Maybe for faxes? Never heard of that before. Oh, there you go. Express fax modem 2. So this is 1.0. That's 1.5. Okay. Interesting. What other discs we got here? 8.0 disk tools, 2 of 2. PC bootable CD image. All right. Blank. Blank. Stuff it light. All right. Not bad. PowerBook Duo disk tools. Hey, they must have a PowerBook Duo because, yep, here's a goodies floppy disk. So this is version 2.0 of this set. Install Me First. Additions. That's about it. Disk tools 8.1. Quicken personal accounts. These are hand labels, so it's probably personal data on there. Personal data. Personal backup. Album covers. Yeah, this is all like personal stuff that they wrote down. Backup discs. Contact information. tax forms backup, household information. Yeah, I can go ahead and erase these. No use for any of this stuff. Art Scan 3.53 Professional, scanner, driver discs, and Mac drivers. Gonna back that up because I have no idea what the heck. I mean, I guess it's a scanner, but I don't have one, but somebody else might. So there you go. 8.0 disk tools 1 of 2. Okay, well, more floppies. We got some cables and stuff in here, but let's... Oh, yeah, I remember this. This fell and broke, unfortunately. So this is a very iconic Office case for Microsoft Office 2001 for the Mac. And this literally fell and broke. You could see there used to be 2 of these plastic nubs that my finger is touching. And this is a clamshell case for Microsoft Office 2001. And it is just... It went bye-bye. So let's see if we could get the stuff out of here so it's not going to fall. Oh, I see. They're like sort of slides in here. Let me just reassemble this quickly. I guess there were multiple discs here, or they just made multiple copies, or... Never had one of these. I always had like the student edition, but I remember seeing like advertisements and stuff for these. Alright, well, it kind of holds together. Kind of holds together. Well, the piece of plastic is missing, so there's, you know, I can't glue that peg back together. But it snaps up top, so we got a CD key there. Yes, this is Office 2001. We have the installation disc in there, and I mean, I always remember seeing this like on the store shelves of like the Apple Store and stuff like that. They had them, or maybe it was just advertising magazines, but I distinctly remember seeing this case. So very, very cool. Never had one, so I got more discs. Reaching the bottom of the box. No idea. Oh, Creative Suite Standard. All right, so this is some burned copy of some Adobe software. Ooh, Disk Warrior. That's a good one. Current as of 2006. 2000. All right, so this is from 2005. Doesn't tell me a version number. It says CD revision .39. There we go. Disk Warrior. I'm gonna put that over here. Put it in a case. And what is this? Don't use on... Oh, Panther. Okay, so this says don't use on Panther. And what is it? Norton System Works for the Mac. They must have had some issue or some incompatibility. Do not use on Panther. Duly noted. Will not use on Panther. Let's see what else. Oh, AppleCare Protection Plan from 2004. So this had Tech Tool Deluxe on it. And we have another one from 2002. And what else is here? Adobe PageMail version 3.0. The CD for that, and in fact, I'm gonna use the back of this to put. What's interesting? This Disk Warrior CD is on a burned CD. It's not like a stamped one. You see that? You can clearly see the rings. It's a burned CD, but I mean, it's an official one. It looks legit, but they would probably just doing like a print-on-demand type deal. What is this? Panther, Disc 1 of 3, Disc 2 of 3. Maybe we'll find Disc 3 of 3. What is this? What is this? Don't have to install for Mac OS 9 or OS 10. This CD is for OS 8. And what is this CD? Well, it's iMation branded, so I'm guessing it's for a floppy drive of some sort. There we go. Installation for USB floppy drive for Macintosh and PC, and user manual. Well, that is going to be archived and put on ye olde Macintosh Garden, because that might not be there. This might be useful. And Williams Sonoma Good Cooking. Well, there you go for Windows 95 and Power Macintosh. If you need any recipes, you know where to look. OS 10 Xcode tools, and there's the third disc for Panther. So we have a copy of that. Kai's Photo Soap. No relation, right, Kai? Clean up your image. I always remember seeing this. This is the special edition. This came bundled with a lot of iMacs. This is probably exactly where that came from, because I did get an iMac from them. Yeah, I'm sure the Microsoft Office stuff is on Macintosh Garden. Avery Design Pro software. Okay, so this is like the Avery label stuff. It says PC only on it, so that's for PCs. Oh, look at this. Battery tools for PowerBook Duo. Oh, look at that label of this floppy. It has seen some stuff. Power Goo isn't my fault either. Oh boy, that's a good floppy to have. What is this? What is this? Sample CD, The Teaching Company, The Joy of Lifelong Learning Every Day. How to listen and understand great music. Well, we'll give that a shot. Never. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? CD-ROM Kids Edition for Windows 95, 98 ME, XP, and Macintosh. There you go. Never heard of the Kids Edition of that, but there you go. There's the regular edition. Third edition. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? CD-ROM. I've never played these. I've always seen them like in store shelves. I was just never I'm not that good at trivia. I'm good at dumb trivia. Macintosh trivia, nothing else. Even then. Oh, we got 2 more discs in here. Printing and fonts. I guess that came with the PowerBook Duo. And recipes. Well, there's somebody's recipes. There we go. Well. Oh, we got 1 more disc in here. Camedia. Well, I thought this was 2 CDs. No, this is simply a burned CD with a very semi-convincing label put right on there. This is what is this? What is this? A stylus? Oh, it's for a digital camera. Okay, so it's Olympus digital camera software, I guess. But yeah, it's 1 disc. It's 1 CD. But the label makes it look like it was like 1 disc stamped on stuff. Totally legitimate. Yeah, totally legit. This is 100%. I know what I have. I know what I have. This is genuine. There's a dead moth in there. All right, so let's put all these CDs in here because that's where they should go. Let me just take out that one I was going to image that I lost already. That was the floppy disk drivers for iMation. There we go. Let's take those out. And I'm going to put the floppies separately. So quite a lot of CDs. I don't know why they were all scattered in the box. I mean, the box that was in the garage was like a moving box. I just put everything into this small box, so I didn't have to bring a ginormous moving box indoors. Let's move all these floppies. Whoopsies. Whoopsies! Avalanche! That Microsoft Office set just wants to just go diving to the floor again. And we're going to look at those cables. Don't worry. 1 second. Let me just... the Office one fell apart again. I just want to make some room here as everything falls. Alright, so we're going to image that. That'll go in the pile there. Save the recipes on Macintosh Garden. Well, look at the floppies. Who knows if anything's still on there? I didn't look at this stuff. Well, this is what remains of a box for Adobe Photoshop CS2 upgrade. So yeah, I guess if they need a proof of purchase, that's what it was. Oh yeah, I thought I left this in the garage, but yeah, here's the start here for their Epson Stylus C86. A packing list for Photoshop CS2 upgrade. Here's an invoice. Hopefully you can't see that. No. So this is an invoice. What's the date on this? It doesn't have a date. What invoice doesn't have a date? Oh, there it is. September 1997. And this is for ordering a PC. This is for ordering a PC computer. The total price, ladies and gentlemen, $2,048. $2,048. But there's another invoice here for Windows NT 4.0 server, 5-user license CD, $250. This was from people that were moving. So the woman she posted a PowerBook Duo power adapter on Facebook, and I messaged her and I said, well, I'll take that. I'll come and buy it. And when I came there, they just had tons of Mac stuff, and of course, it just broke my heart. They're like, oh yeah, you know, a few weeks ago we just threw away like garbage pails full of cables and adapters and discs, and I'm like, no! Because, you know, they used to have a PowerBook Duo, according to these discs. You know, this is all from the same folks. People have a very bad habit of just telling me when they've thrown out stuff. And they tell me after the fact. Obviously, you know, they can't tell me, you know, they don't tell me that they're going to. They're like, oh no, yeah, we had a bunch of rare Macintosh stuff. We ground it up into a paste and threw it in a big garbage pail. Anyway, so this invoice, I'm going to read off the parts that are here. Titania G233XP. That's the system, I guess. Components to build PC. MSI 430TX, 512K ATX USB. So that's the logic board, I guess. Motherboard. Intel CPU. Pentium 233 MHz MMX. Got a heatsink with a fan. SD RAM. That's 32 megs. Mini tower tool-free 200 watt ATX power supply. A Mitsumi 1.4 meg floppy drive. A Quantum 4.6 gigabyte ATA33 hard drive. Toshiba 24X IDE CD-ROM drive. A Mystique 224 meg SG-RAM PCI graphics card. A 3COM Ethernet RJ45 BNC combo PCI card. Non-system components to ship. Microsoft Windows NT 4.0. Microsoft Office Pro 97, Windows 95. Mitsumi keyboard 104 key PS2. Microsoft IntelliMouse PS2. KDS 15-inch SVGA monitor. And 1 year on-site service. Shipping not refundable. What company was this? Unicent Technology Incorporated from Aurora, Ohio. Why they would ship something? I guess that was the best price because it went all the way to New Jersey. Kai's like, I want the machine. If that machine was there, I would have grabbed it. It was not. They only had. It was a very like mid-range HP tower, and I think they were keeping it. Yeah. All right. Let's see what's in here besides the Office thing that keeps breaking. Looks like we have a pair of speakers. I don't know why I grabbed these. Oh, now I know why I grabbed these. Pretty reputable company there. Harman Kardon. There you go. Same people who made the iMac speakers. So these are Hewlett-Packard branded. They have a subwoofer input, but I don't have a subwoofer. I don't know if there was like an optional thing. Obviously, they didn't buy it. Let's see. Don't tell me that! What did I tell you? Don't tell me things that were thrown away that I have no control over. Nah! At least they labeled the power adapter, so there's no guessing. This one goes with those HP speakers. And for those of you who need to know the information about this, it is a 12-volt, 1,000 milliamp DC power adapter. Class 2 transformer. Yeah, there you go. Let's see if we'll want to focus there. But, come on. There we go. So if you ever need that for these HP speakers, there you go. They have an active business listing in Ohio. How about that? I don't know how good these are. I mean, I actually just had to replace my speakers for this desktop because some bunnies of mine got very, very naughty and ran over here and ate the cables that were dangling under the desk, which ran to a pair of speakers. So I'm using these Logitech speakers There's like a subwoofer under there. It's fine. I mean, I have to run cables up and down, so it's kind of weird, kind of annoying. But yeah, but I really don't have a lot of set of speakers. So I actually have an HP PC that these will match with. I want to do a video about early digital video editing, and that HP PC was like has all the stickers on. It's like, oh, FireWire, blah blah. So that'll be a fun machine to play around with. And these speakers sort of match that, so that'll be fun. They are tiny, but you know they're kind of the same size as like the iMac speakers, I guess. I'm gonna wrap up these cables. Oh, that's annoying. I hate those. You know, these cables. This cable just comes out of the speaker and goes to the other one. There's no way to disconnect them. So there's always going to be some bulk in storing them. Good old HP. Find a way to cut that corner. Let's see, do we have a twist tie here? Yeah, we use that. Let's see if we can twist tie these together at least. There we go. And then we have this. They sound very cheap. Oh yeah, this. I don't like when they attach things like that. Because then if the cable goes, you have to rip it apart and all that stuff. There we go. And then we have a power adapter. It's like a dead bug on there. I mean, it was in the garage, so. All right, and we still got like 1 or 2 power adapters in there. I threw out a Macintosh 2, Macintosh 2 SI, 2 CI, an SE30, a classic, because in 2009. You know how much money you would have had if you saved that stuff? Oh gosh, goodness. All right, let's take this stuff out. Put this stuff in. A standard power cable. Those are good to have. And we got some power adapters. Let's see what the hell they're for. What the heck are these for? Sony 4.5 volt with a center positive pin. Usually they're center negative, but I guess this is for a CD player of some kind. Kai, you are doing the Lord's work, saving those poor Macintoshes from a miserable fate at your expense. Alright, so this is a Sony power adapter here. Let's see what this is. Has tape over it. Maybe somebody ripped it open before. Oh, it's a Sony C930C power adapter. 9 watt, 600 milliamps, and it is a negative center pin, which Sony is kind of notorious for. So that's more of the line there. Yeah, I'm sure that would work with some Walkmans or mini disc players. Good to have. And this is, yeah, there's a lot of tape on the end of this, and some exposed wiring. So, yeah, somebody must have been trying to get something to work at one point. Last but not least, oh, I can guess what this is for. This is a Sears battery eliminator? Telegames, electronic games. Look at that. Jerome Industries, Orange, New Jersey. So it's made in the same state as I am. It's a 9 watt power adapter. And it looks like it has the same plug, yep, for an Atari 2600. I'm making an assumption here, just because it says Telegames, but it does say battery eliminator. I don't know why it wouldn't just say AC adapter, unless this was designed for a portable unit. But I would assume this would go into Sears branded version of the Atari, but that could just be a guess here. And that is just a guess. Do not expose to rain. Okay, well, I will not. But, okay. Yeah, so that's that stuff. We'll just shove that back in there. Make some room here. Yeah, I used to have some HP printers that probably would have worked with that ink. I mean, I don't even know if that ink is good anymore. But now I don't have a use for it. Who knows? Maybe there's an HP printer just hiding around in this basement. I doubt it. And we'll be able to put it to good use. But these floppies are cool. Gotta look at those recipes one day. And here's that copy of Adobe Illustrator. Blame it on the rain. It's okay for the bath, yes. Yeah, identical power supplies. So much fun. If anybody needs these, email me, mac84tv@gmail.com. I have no idea if... I don't think I have any use for them, so... Okay, and... that little tape player was pretty cool. Put that back in the box. Back up this camera a little bit so I don't slam it into myself. Sears Super Video Arcade. Wow, so Sears had a rebranded Intellivision Sears Super Video Arcade. Unlike the Atari 2600 clone, it actually had a slightly different physical layout from the original. The guts were the same, though. Interesting. Very cool. Oof, stop telling me all the stuff that you threw out. That just makes me sad. And I'm still on double vision here. Let's change that. There we go. I don't have to watch my back from you guys. All right. So that's what was in the box. We'll get words right one of these days. That's what was in the box. Pretty cool stuff. I know it's all gone now. It's all gone, all back in the box. Well, the majority of it is. I want to go through some of those floppies. And there's a stack of discs there. I have some stuff that I've been working on. We could tinker around. I was toying with the idea of fixing Sean from Action Retro. He has an SC30 logic board that he gave me back in April to look at. So that's sort of the next on my list to look at. But my desk is an absolute mess here. Let me show you here. No, that's the wrong camera. See, that's what. I mean, look at all the junk. So, yeah, I'm barefooted. Yes, I can't really put anything there. I'm also still have to get the screws to hold that light there. Cleaning stream time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, we'll still do something. We're not ending it here. We'll still do something. I'm just talking out loud. I mean, I guess I could whip the caps off of Sean's SE30. I guess we could do that. Well, how about this? I kind of planned for this occasion. So, I made a thumbnail for recapping Sean's another cursed SE30 machine. Let me do this. Let me put on a new stream, because I want to split these up so, people don't have to watch an hour into one stream to get to the other topic. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that new stream link. I'll put it in the chat, so hopefully we won't lose any of you. And we'll start that one in like 10 minutes or so. I could get the box down. I could do all that. Yes, you will be here for eternity if I clean, and nobody wants that. We all have our lives and our things to do. We're gonna be here for ages. Just on that one corner. Be here for ages. So what I am gonna do is, I know my videos are too damn long. Some guy kept telling me that. What I am gonna do is I'm going to try and set up that thumbnail thingy. If I could find where I put it. Well, that's the wrong server I connected to. You silly bean, you. Alright, let's go to pictures. And there we go. So, I'm okay with the long, clean stream. There's a lot going on. Yeah, so let's get this ready here. I mean, I'm assuming that's what you guys want to see. If you want to see a recapping stream, I haven't recapped something in a while, so... I mean, let me know if you want me to clean up. Do you want me to? I can do a lot of things. Let you guys. Yeah, I need a warehouse. I'm noticing the camera quality is awful. I apologize if I have that set on the wrong resolution or whatever. But sorry. Nope, no worries, Bill. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Build that SE Reloaded board. Kai, I would. I just don't have all the parts, but that is very tempting. That's very tempting. I know I have some good parts. I have to do that. Start a basement walkthrough. No. I will trip and fall and die, and then we went over this before, Frank. Did you see my Twitter DM? First off, thank you very much for the super chat. Yep. I don't really check them that often, so you want to relay the message here? Guarantee I'll look at it. Well, do you need to clean the desk so you can do recapping? Well, I kind of do need to clean the desk, but it's just going to be like, pick this stuff up, put it there. I could do that. I could do that, Kai. That's a good observation there. Spy has to negotiate with lasers. Isn't my LC3 board up next? You still got a few things left. Well, we could take a look at that. How about this? I'll see which box is closer in reach. Either Sean's SE30 board, which honestly, Sean's board is going to take a while because it's cursed. But we could take a look. We could take a look at both and see. Okay, you didn't have to do another super chat. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Yep. I will take a look at your DM. I will please answer in the stream. Wait. So it is private. You're not revealing it, but please. Oh, where's my phone? This could be detrimental to what's going on. You're 99% sure it'll be a cakewalk. Oh boy. All right. Well, maybe we could do 2 machines tonight. How about that? We don't want to upset anybody here. What Mac is that? Oh, in my Twitter post. That's a Macintosh 2 SI. And on the right of it is a Performa 400 or a Macintosh 2. So there you go. Oh, oh, sorry. It's just answering what the computer was in the picture I tweeted. So I didn't determine that was too private. Again, thank you for the super chat, though. Eep! Thank you very much. Oh boy. I mean, let's get some of these papers out of the way. Today's your birthday. Well, now I feel obligated. Happy birthday very much to you, ApacheThunder. Let's give your old Thank you, Jay. I sent you a letter. Please go check the box right now. Oh no! I'm sorry. There's a delayed response here, Angel. I'm sorry. Are you fixing Sean's cursed SE30 again? No, he has a different cursed SE30. Totally different. It's a different one. It's its cousin. And Eep, thank you very much. And Garth, thank you very much. Eep, a random super chat for which most of the money goes to YouTube. Yes, that is very true. A fact that is I found out from Mac84. Yes, that is why on Mac84.net, if you click on the modern button, there is a PayPal button there because YouTube likes to take its cut. Let's just say. But very happy birthday to you, Apache. Turned 34. Feeling closer to a great old man. I thought I was 35, but doing the math, I was wrong. That's how you know you're getting old. You forget how old you are. Oh, boy. You did it wrong. What'd you do wrong? It's a mild curse. It's a curse light. All right, well, let's take a look at what there is. So let me set up. I guess I won't switch streams. That's too much to do. All right, so let me just put on the be right back thing for like a moment. Let me go get those things from the other side of the basement. You groove to the whole music, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. I missed a bunch of chat. Hold on, let me catch up here. Let's see. Rapids and SE30s. Cursed Apple IIe. Let's hope not. Did more restart system still working great? I'll send a good SE30 to Sean, and he will probably curse it. That is very likely. Very likely. Hello, Patrick. Thank you for stopping by. No worries. You're on the road. That's okay. Hello to you. And let's see. Yes, you'll see how mild. Interesting. Hey, Eric. Welcome to the stream. YouTube doesn't let you change the title midstream? I don't think it does. Well, we'll change it later on. Angel again. Thank you very much for the super chat again. My goodness. Eep. Yo, Sean, send your UMax Super Mac S900 to Steve so we can fix it. Revive the S900. Excellent idea. I would be happy to take a look at that, Sean. I know it's a hefty boy, though, but give it another try. Yes. I don't know what did you say the power supply went with that? I remember you mentioning something like that. Gosh, it's been a while since you did that video. I have to go back and take a look at that. Okay, so just scrolling down. All right, so ApacheThunder. Can you please confirm your first and last initials in the chat? I want to make sure I have the right SE30 box. You don't have to say your full name, just your initials or your first name, whatever you're comfortable with. I just want to make sure I have the right box. Stop responding. Possible power supply. Oh, that doesn't sound like fun. Yes, we have your SE30. See, now I got SE30s on the mind. We have your LC3 right here. And so you sent me a lovely note. Issues, none. LC3 motherboard appears to be fully functional. The recap is preventive maintenance, though the logic board may need a little cleaning, as some caps show evidence of leakage. This doesn't appear to have impacted functionality of the main board yet. Thank you very much for the note. I will cover your information there. But you have a lovely little printed out little computer there. Is this on a dot matrix or just an inkjet in need of new ink? Very, very nice. Thank you very much for the little note. I'm gonna keep that in my little book here. I like holding on to. Oopsie, there goes a box of screws. Hopefully it doesn't open and go all over the floor. You printed on an image writer too. Well, that's why it's going right in the binder. So I will cherish it forever and ever. Thank you very much, ApacheThunder. Appreciate it. No worries, Kai. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. You still got to work. I know, work is that pesky thing. Pesky, pesky, pesky. Thank you very much for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, so let's take a look at, I just want to look at Sean's board under the microscope first and see how nasty it is. I don't have the SE30, well, the SE case is over there, but let's start with the LC3. That might be quick. And then we could take a look at the SE30, because it is ApacheThunder's birthday, so kind of have to do that. This is going to be a bit of a mess for a number of reasons, because, well, I need to find the screws to hold this light onto my microscope. Right now I'm just using tape, and it is awful, and it looks horrible. That's what I got. That's what I got. Speaking of LC3, something weird happens with my SCSI 2SD. When I formatted one of the disk files, it stopped booting and needed a full reinstall. Yes, because macOS Extended, unless you're running 8, is not readable by System 7. So you might have issues with that, if depending on the OS you're running on there. So that might be why. Oh, Patrick, thank you very much for the super chat. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much, sir. Eep. I hope you have safe travels in your wherever you're going, and that you are being entertained. All right, let's move some of this junk out of the way here, so I can actually get things onto the area under the microscope here, because that is kind of important. It's barely yelled at all. That's excellent. Alright, I'm going to move this camera very carefully. Oh, it's attached to the thing over there. Yeah, USB things are usually wired. Alright, let's put this on the other side. There we go. Because I need to move the microscope around a bit. And what is this cable for? A mouse! There. Oh, boy. Alright, so let's get this show on the road here. Alright, so look at this lovely Apple pen I found while I was cleaning up. Look at that. And you might think there's only 5 colors there. How dare they? There's the 6th color. Very, very cool. The ink has dried out, of course. Fantastic little Apple pen. I believe you used to be able to send away to get one. I think this was my aunt's. She sent it away when she got her Performa. So 90s. I absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Silver lining. Lido is perfect. Huh. Yeah, a lot of those things with the SCSI-2SD are very peculiar and particular. Sometimes you just have to format it right. I mean, if you saw my Quadra 800 video, you know how picky that machine was. My goodness. It's only 740? I thought it was much later than that. Let's recap some stuff. Alright, so we have ApacheThunder's Macintosh LC III logic board here. And according to the date, he gave it to me right around the same time I met up with Sean. So we're not going too much out of order here. Generally like to go in order just for the heck of it, but okay, sorry Steve, had to dash. What did I miss? You missed a bunch of CDs and some speakers. And now we're going to look at ApacheThunder's Macintosh LC III logic board because it's his birthday. And it needs recapping anyway. Let's see, I am after today's fire alarm replaced. Oh boy, got a complete system blow up via thunderstorms we had in the 6s. Oh my goodness, Patrick, that sounds awful. Have good luck. Ugh. That sounds horrible. Oh, and I stripped that screw mount for the video port. You should be able to tell which one that is. It's one where I put a little hot glue to help stay in place. The screw post is for... I'm not sure you can fix that, though. Not a big issue. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'll hold in. I mean, that's not a bad job. So you're referring to this. The DB15 video connector port, there's some glue on the back because the post is stripped. Yeah, I mean, honestly, glue is probably a pretty good solution for that because you're not really gonna put a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Force on there when you're connecting things in and pulling around or whatever. Yeah, I mean that looks pretty fine. It's fine. I mean it's not my board, but I'm just saying. All right, so looking at this, doesn't look too bad. I mean, there's some questionable areas. Let me just log this into my super fancy ticketing system. And so I will remember what serial number your board is and all that stuff. And remember what stream I'm working this on, etc. So I do not confuse it with anybody else. Okay. There we go. And we are just going to type in the serial number that's on the board. Oops, I put the wrong thing on there. I said your thing was done already. Nope, we're just looking at it. All right, so the serial number is E13113TEN6D. All right, and you sent it to me with no video memory, no battery cover, and no memory. Okay. All right, cool. So we are all ready to go. This is a stream on July 21st, 2021. All right, cool. All right, cool. Found a copy of Peace of Mind for Mac. I never heard of that one. Don't throw it out. Now everybody yelling. What's going on? Okay, yeah, let's get right to this. Sorry, I'm getting caught up reading in the chitter chatter, which is fine. There's a lot going on. All right, so let's see if our microscope camera wants to work today. Of course, it does not. You gotta wiggle this USB-C port and cross our fingers. Pray to Mr. Macintosh and see if it wants to work. Maybe, yes, no, kinda. Don't make me look that silly. Come on. It's too easy. It's not showing up. Hold on. Oh, yes. So, At Ease was a very interesting piece of software. And, of course, you had the launcher, which was a very, very simplistic version of it. No, not Mr. Macintosh in the chat. I'm just saying in general. Mr. Macintosh. Lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. So, At Ease was very interesting. I actually had a piece of software I just bought that's sort of like At Ease. But I think earlier than that, so it'd be interesting to play around with that. Alright, Mr. Microscope, what the heck is going on here? This is why I usually plan when I'm doing those streams, because, I don't know, it's this USB port or the cable. I know Bruce had the same issue on his microscope. And he had to fix the USB port. And so mine is showing that it's powered. Let's flip the cable around. Because it's a USB-C. Might as well. And see if it shows up. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Finally. Alright. Microscope goodness. Alright, so let's move this keyboard off to the side. Do not need that right away. Alright, so I apologize if I am not seeing all of your comments, because I'm going to be eyes down at the microscope for a bit. So this is ApacheThunder's Macintosh LC3. I keep wanting to say Macintosh 2. LC3 board. So we have some capacitors there. Yeah, this one looks a little bit suspect. Let's get this right there. I mean, it's leaking a little bit. He said the board works, which is great. So perfect time to get these things off of the board. Just taking a good look at this. I'm going to take some photos, actually. Yes, for a $200 specific microscope camera, that is very specific to like this type of work. The connector is absolute garbage quality. Just get a closer view of this. Sorry for the squeak. Alright, that should be good enough for now. Okay. Squeak. Sorry. Alright, so we're just taking a look here. Yeah, I mean, it looks relatively clean, especially, you know, what I've seen so far, but here we go. Ooh, yeah, so Cap City, here we go. Yeah, this is a fun little cluster. Oh, this looks fun. Yeah, don't worry. This doesn't look too bad, but I mean, you could see that a good sign is when you see like dust and crud and stuff like that. That means, you know, it started the process of leaking. There's our lovely hot glue addition to fix the post there. Affix the post to the DB15 board. But other than that, everything looks pretty decent, so that's good. I'll make some room for our soldering tools here because everything is all wiggled about here. I did not really plan on doing any soldering this stream, so I had to move everything around a little bit. That's okay. Let's move some of these cables out of the way. Get that over there. Make sure I have my tools, my tweezers, my scalpel. Oh, poo, where's the... Yeah, there it is. I need my flux and my solder. thought maybe I put it in here. Maybe I put it in here. Where did I put it? That's concerning. A huge thing of solder and flux. I thought I put it in this bin here. Because when Mike was over, I was cleaning up and making room. It is not in there. Huh. Wherefore art thou, flux? Whee! It's gotta be around here somewhere. This is what happens when you don't plan for things. You sing little songs and make people lose their minds. Got a bunch of caps, well, we'll need those. Let me stretch my legs. It's probably just around here somewhere. That's what he always says, and then he looks for things for like 40 minutes. This is also true, and I regret nothing. Where the heck did it go? It's a big thing. Pretty hard to miss. I mean, relatively speaking to the crap I usually have on my desk here. Boy. Well, I'm going to go stand up and go over there because that's probably where everything is. Doesn't help I have all these tripods in the way. It's almost like I was filming a video or something. Is it in a different drawer for some reason? No. The first two drawers on this desk are soldering tools. I got my solder wick here. We're getting there. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Yes, I need one of those screens. And it's just like a picture of me going. That's what I need. Well, while you wait. You're winning over the audience, Stephen. Which of you guys out there have a Macintosh LC series? Any of you have an LC, LC2, LC3? Well, there's my solder. What was it doing over there? So now I just need my flux. If I can't find that, we're sort of dead in the water. I mean, say what you will about the LC and the LC2, but the LC3 is a pretty nice machine. Garth says they have an LC2 and an LC. Just restored an LC. Having to do some interesting trace repairs. Oh, that sounds fun. Your face on a t-shirt. Just do that. Don't give me ideas, Frank. Haven't touched an LC in about 20 years. 20 years. That's 20 years too long. All right. Where did the flux go? It probably fell off the desk and into a bin. And hey, I found it. It fell off the desk. Let me stand up. And go over here. And then try and reach it. That's what happens when you push things off the desk and then things fall off of them. Alright, cool. Alright, well, thank you very much for bearing with me while I went to go find that. No. Okay, I think I have an LC3 sulking around in my basement somewhere. An LC3 that has overclocked to 33 MHz, essentially making it an LC3 Plus. Hacked OS 8 onto it and upgraded memory to 36 MB. Very, very cool. It slipped out of my hands when moving to the dorms and shattered down the staircase. Oh, that's sad. That's very sad. Yes, the LCs do need a battery to display any image on the screen and, well, pretty much to boot. So yes, I would highly recommend getting a PRAM battery. I need to do that. Okay, so let's go to one of my favorite websites, which I should have... Why can't I... Why is my keyboard not... Oh, it's not plugged in. Oopsies. There we go. This keyboard's battery is not entirely the best for a wireless keyboard. Anywho, there's an excellent website that I go to find the recapping guides for this lovely stuff. And these machines require some very particular capacitors. And you have to know how to recap it and all that fun stuff. Well, have I got the website for you? Hop on over to recapamac.com or recapamac.com.au and head on over to the Resources tab. And we're going to go scroll all the way down to Bruce's brand new Macintosh LC III recapping guide. It's been a long time coming. Gave him a lot of crap for not having it on his site. We'll see if it wants to load here. It's probably going to load with a very particular emoji of a finger pointed at me. His website doesn't want to load. The hamster's getting sleepy in the wheel. I'm going to try and close it out and refresh it again. What is happening? I'm trying to give him a plug. It's not working. Click it again. Oh, how about that? Doesn't want to work. Well, Bruce is now pulling levers feverishly. Why won't it work? Why won't it work? Anyway, there it goes. It's just being a little slow today. So this is an excellent website. It'll tell you exactly what capacitors you need. In this case, we need 3 different varieties. We need a 10 microfarad 16 volt, a 47 microfarad 16 volt, a 100 microfarad 6.3 volt. There we go. So this has an excellent guide. It shows you exactly what has to be recapped on yours. And yeah, so we're going to keep this up in a different tab just so I don't mess up where things have to go. Invaluable website. Go check him out. Let me hide that correctly. Sorry. It's very, 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 very lackluster streaming on my part. Where did the thing go? There it is. Buttons are hard. Okay, so let's get back to this. Go to Brankus Creations on YouTube. Subscribe to him there. I'm sure you're all subscribed to Bruce already. And check out that website, recapamac.com. Excellent, excellent resource. I have a bunch of compact Macs. Too many. Way too many. One of each, pretty much. No. Bruce's server is just all the way in Australia, so, you know, it has to jump through some hoops to get over here. But that's okay. That's okay. It's well worth it. Well worth it. It would help if the heat gun was plugged in. We do need electricity to do these things. I could tell this is going to be a great stream. Are you entertained yet, ApacheThunder? Because, my goodness, you should be. Okay, so let's do this. So these boards, these LC boards, have a nasty habit of having a very dense area of capacitors, and they are located all together in this little, like Bruce likes to say, a little forest of capacitors. Steve here, actually recap my classic too. Yes, I did. Didn't you sell that recently? Hope you got a good amount for it. And I took the courage to recap my classic. Well, I'm very glad you did. Hope that worked out. Oh, Dead Quadra 800? How did that happen? That's sad. Just getting some of this heat-resistant tape here. Nice! Yeah, Bruce's videos are fantastic. I highly suggest anybody who is interested in soldering or interested at any point of trying to do some of these repairs on their own. You know, it does help if you have a steady hand and stuff like that, and, you know, have an interest in these things and you aren't afraid to practice on some broken junk. But Bruce's tutorials are excellent. He just released a second part to his soldering video. which is very, very good. Suggest you guys give that a watch if you haven't done so already. It's on his YouTube channel, Brankus Creations. And if Bruce was here, I'd tell him to put a link in, but he's probably off eating breakfast or something. This is very early for him. And I'm interesting. Dad Quadra 800 was wondering, oh, battery going boom. Ooh. Yeah, MSX Tech, if you go to Mac84.net, click on the Modern button, go to Services, you can email me a request. Now, I will say I am quite full with requests right now, so if I do not get back to you in a few weeks or whatever, it is nothing personal. I will get to it. It's just something that's going to take me a while to get to. All right, so I'm just putting some of this heat-resistant tape directly around some of the plastic that is near these capacitors. We're not going to blow the heat gun directly at it, so, you know, we should be okay. However, we don't want to blow anything off the board, especially these little components, so I'm going to put some down here as well. Well, not really. Well, we'll peel it off when we do that cap, I guess. I just want to make sure that we are not putting heat to things that we don't necessarily want to, and the plastics are a little sensitive on these old machines, so we don't want to do anything that would melt any plastics. That is not fun. We don't want to do that. That would be very unprofessional. Probably using too much, but whatever. So a lot of chat going on. I probably am missing some things. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, Neil, with the Power Macs, I mean, if you see any machine really, if you see the caps start to, I mean, that's when you're gonna have to. If you see them start to be sticky and leak, I mean, it doesn't matter. Some of the newer ones will just go. So. No, it has not shown up yet, Adam. That is sort of a lower priority, just because I know you just sent it to me. Excuse me, you just sent it to me for parts to play around with, which I greatly appreciate. But I do have boards like Sean's and like ApacheThunders who have been sitting here since April, May that need looking at. So we will get to that, I promise you, though. Sorry, just scrolling on through the chat here. Yes, I finally bought the heat-resistant tape. That is right. Well, Eric, if you submitted a form, that is, you know, a request to me, I will take a look at it. You're considering it sending to either Amiga Rochester or myself, whoever is cheaper. Well, I will say, I may not be the cheaper. However, and I think that, and I don't know. I don't know his prices. I really don't. But I will say, I will absolutely say that. And not to put anybody else down, I'm just saying that, and they may have the same resources I do, but I thoroughly test the machines that I can hardware-wise with multimeters, with the Apple TechStep hardware diagnostic tool, software-wise, etc. So I'm very adept at doing that. So, you know, my costs may be around the same or maybe a little higher. However, I really test the heck out of things because I don't want the board back. I want to fix it. I want to send it back. So there you go. Oh, well, Adam, that would be fantastic. And no worries, Frank. Thank you very much. Yes, it is, Bruce. This is Capped on Tape. And you missed a heck of a lot of call-outs for your Recap Mac website and your YouTube channel. So there you go. Now Bruce is back. Everyone could fawn over him. No, Mike did not steal the Quad G4 or give it back yet. But there you go. We're just not being able to focus on anything. But yeah, so Eric, that is why if you go to somebody else and they have a cheaper price than me, well, that would be a good deal, and you know I would consider taking that. But I will say, despite the battery bomb boards that I've received, there's only been one board I've been unable to fix so far, and that's out of 30 or 40 boards. I think that's a pretty good track record. And I still have the other board that can't be fixed yet. That is Kate, the Macintosh Librarians, Macintosh Classic 2. And I believe that just needs a chip replaced. So here you go. Alright, so we're going to put some flux on this board. And that's going to help these caps decide to come off. I haven't done this in over a month. We'll see how well this goes. And yeah, we'll remove this tape and get to that other cap in a moment. Let's make sure the heat gun is actually turned on, because that would be a good thing to do. No, I haven't done a real stream of the full extent of my testing because it's kind of boring. But if we get to that point today or another stream, I'll do that. But there's hardware and software involved. I usually like to wait. If I have like 3 SE30s that I've repaired, I like to wait. As long as I know they work, I'll do all the testing all in a row. I have the wire set up, I have the software set up, I have the disk set up, etc. Alright, so. Run over by a bus? I would not prefer to, no. Why does it feel like this fan is not... I felt like the fan wasn't blowing. Whatever. Now it is. Where's my trash bin? Because I feel like some of these are going to pop, and I'm going to need to dispose of them in a quick manner. There they are. You know what's not fun? Stepping on old capacitors on a concrete floor. Would not recommend. These little ones are usually pretty forgiving to get off of the board. The bigger ones usually are a bit tougher. Alright, so we could leave some of that tape on, I guess, but we could remove this guy here. Whoops. Yeah, let's smack our microscope around with the heat gun that is on. That's smart. Yes, Aldo, I am, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Aldo Fern. I am extremely backed up with jobs. Everybody and their mother seems to want me to repair their boards and such. I will take a look after the stream. Give me your first name and I'll look it up. I have literally not looked at those requests since, well, for a month or so. And it just, I have so many things that I'm doing right now that I don't want to take on work and just have it sit there. There's a shelf that I have, and it's full of stuff that's pending. So I do apologize for a wait. I will get to it. I will review your request after the stream, and I'll let you know an estimate. How about that? I do apologize for the wait, but I do not want to have people send me things and then have it just sit around here and I don't get to it, because that's not fair to you. And I don't want to give anybody false hope of, oh, he's going to work on it now, and it takes me a while. But apologies, I will get to it. I do respond to every email that is submitted through that form. It just might take me a bit. This one's gonna be stubborn, I can tell. Did not want to get off of my tweezers. Oh, okay, yeah, if you sent it to somebody else already, that is perfectly fine. I apologize for my delay. It is totally understandable. I hope you had a good experience with them. Alright. Okay, so that cap is removed. That one is, and those two are. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go. This is going to be a fun one. I hate that one. We're going to leave that one for last. This one's a fairly easy one to do. Nope, no pops yet. But the night is still young. Another one removed. Alright, so where are my little PCI covers thingies? If I was actually prepared, I usually have all my tools ready, but this is sort of an impromptu. Here we are. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and try and remove this guy here. This is going to be sometimes a stubborn one. I'm going to put some tape around there. And then a metal bracket as well. So hopefully we could get that off. Fairly easily. The problem is there is, of course, plastic right next to the cap, which is not fun. Well, this one might be a popper. Alright, so the left leg has been removed. I don't like to put heat on the areas where the plastics are for too long a period of time. And nothing has melted yet, but I'm just being very careful here. In fact, I'm going to move this away from the microscope. I know you can't see... Well, you know, wait, maybe I could do a happy medium here. Because the way this is just situated here, it's hard for me to see. Alright, excellent. Ah, hot. Alright, cool. Alright, let's just put some tape over this area too. Okay, pretty unscathed there. Metal is hot after you heat it up. Just put some flux on this cap there. put some tape between that and the rear of that SCSI connector there. There is some plastic there that we do not want to risk melting. Alright, now we have 3 in a row over here that we'll need to remove. No worries, enjoy your birthday cake. Maybe when you come back we'll test this, but I will wait to test it before you come back. I will not do that while you're not here. This cap looks a little twisted. Look at this. Look at that. It's put on there from the factory, I guess, but you can see that the whole plastic is a bit moved off there. And that is sort of at an odd angle. Yes, can you mail us all some cake? I mean, you gotta share. Oh, he gets cake. I want cake too. I mean, come on. So these are the 3 capacitors that are near the power socket. So we're going to work on those next. Yeah. Have to get a new heat gun. This one is not blowing as much heat out as it used to, I think. Oh, that might pop. That might pop. Maybe. It wanted to. And the tape fell to the floor. Where did that roll off to? We'll need that. Hold on. Where did that roll of tape go? Where did that roll of tape roll off to? Well, that like fell down and just disappeared immediately. There it is. It rolled. It rolled. Yes, my heat shield is an old PCI, hot PCI card slot cover thing. Not the best. I mean, you can bend them though, which is handy. I usually use different ones if I have them. This is just the one I have here. It does an adequate job. The last one was a stinky one. May have had some meltiness over here, but that is cosmetic imperfection we will fix up. I'll just try and do this here. So all the caps are off of the board, which is great. Just trying to get something stubborn out of here. One moment. Alrighty. Yes, spreadsheets are good to keep track of your computers and parts. I have to do that. Last time I did that was way too long ago. Alright, so we got all the caps off of here, so let's remove the tape that we had on here. And let's take a look. We removed all of those caps. Thing looks okay. Alright, so I need to get some Q-tips. I think I left them on the other side of the basement. So let me just get up. I will be back in a moment. And yeah, so let me put out the be right back thing. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Alrighty. There's a lot of, to keep up with the chat. Sorry if anybody asks me any questions. Feel free to repeat it. With 50 of you here, sometimes it's a little bit difficult to catch up on things, so my apologies. Alright, so what I want to do here is get up all that old solder that we had here and say, bye-bye, solder, get the heck out of here. Because we don't want any of that old stuff sticking around and being a nuisance. Now, I need a power cord because I moved the one I had over here and plugged it into my Performa. I guess I could just grab it. There we go. Who's the best retro Mac YouTuber of Mac Yak Crew that isn't you? Well, if you think about the retro stuff, there's really only me, Bruce, and Mike. And I say we're all pretty damn fantastic, so I can't choose any favorites. Otherwise, I am legally disbanded from the group. Oh, me and my stupid jokes. Okay, so let's turn our soldering iron on. If Jay walked home with a beige Macintosh, I would seriously think that something very wrong happened with his brain, and I would suggest he go to a hospital. Immediately. See you, Garth. Thank you very much for stopping by. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean up these little solder pads here. These can be very, very delicate, so have to be quite careful getting the old solder off of those pads. Same goes for these over here. The reason you want to get the old solder off of those pads is because all of that corrosive goo that was on those capacitors or any dirt and junk that was left behind there, you do not want that on your logic board. A good friend of mine, Frank, who may still be in the chat, has an SE30, which unfortunately was recapped already, but we believe that not all of the corrosive goo was removed from the board, and it's having problems with the capacitors once again. And looking at the caps, it is clear that something is not right. So you want to be very careful that you remove as much of these corrosive bits. You can see how disgusting the end of this Q-tip is. And some of that is just from the plastic, but look at this! Look at this leakage! So our friend ApacheThunder said, well, the machine works fine. However, you could never be so sure without removing the caps. And look at that. So that's a perfect example of the caps leaking. And this is a Macintosh LC III, Bruce. Spoiler alert. So you can see these caps have already leaked. This is C5 and C7. You can see because the solder mask there is having a reaction with the leaked corrosive goo. So yeah, yes, this is the glowing iron, which is thankfully not glowing right now. But yeah, so that is something you need to be aware of, because yeah, the machine could look fine, it could work fine, but yeah, and I could see it right from under this one. Look at this one. Look at that. This is a that could be used as a textbook example. Yes, just store your Mac upside down and everything will leak out. Not leak out. Ooh, yeah, that smells lovely. Mm. And he is back. Yeah, so not. I guess your ears are burning, but I mean, it doesn't look too horrible. It looks like everything is still making a connection, but you certainly see the toll that those old caps are doing on this machine. And this it looks worse. You can even see a little copper. We'll zoom in and out on that in a second. But you could see. You could see copper there. So right in the middle there, we'll put some UV solder mask and we'll hit it with the little laser there. But yeah, I mean that should be fine. I don't see any broken trace or anything around it, but it just goes to show you we're not peddling nonsense here. This is not a scam to get us to give you money for us to spend 20 hours on your machine and say, yeah, I fixed it. No, these are real problems here, unfortunately. And you want to catch it as early as possible. These machines are getting up there in age. So. Okay, all right, that doesn't look too bad. We're going to try and clean it up just a little bit. That looks much better. And this will go through an ultrasonic clean as well, because you'll look at the bottom of the legs of that chip there. I mean, it doesn't look too terrible, but, I mean, there is definitely some leakage here. And that was just from those two caps there, and looks like this chip has escaped pretty well. But you could actually see over here, there's some reaction. The very edge of that chip there, the bottom of the board, there's some reaction there too. So always good to get this stuff all cleaned up. Alright, so let's do the same for this one. This is going to be fun because of where the plastic is. Get my little cutters out here. Cut off some of this old solder wick we don't need anymore. Hopefully everybody is doing well today, if I didn't say that already. I could use a 68882 as well. If anybody knows, I think UT Source might be one of those places that probably has a stack of those chips. You might want to check UT Source. Sorry, the camera is there. I should put my darn face in the corner there, because I'm blocking all the bits, all the interesting stuff. Let's move me up into the corner, and we don't need to be as large. There we go. There. Alright, let's clean that up. Oh yes, I think I've seen that project as well, Adam. I think there's a guy selling completed ones on eBay, but you need the FPU chip and all that stuff. Oh yeah, look. This solder mask is just wiping itself away. I am not pushing hard with this Q-tip. And it is just going whee! So, yeah, no worries. We're going to get this all fixed up, but it just goes to show. That's a good thing we started looking at this board. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. But that is something we'd want to cover with some UV solder mask and get that all fixed up. You have a chocolate gold medals in your basement? No, I do not. No, I do not. All right. So we have 5 more pads to clean off. Then we'll start putting some caps on this machine. How about that? It's been a while since I did any recapping, so good to get back into the saddle of sorts. Yeah, I don't keep any. There's no food in the basement, except the bunny food. That's theirs. They eat it. The day you catch me eating that, we know something is seriously wrong. Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be some. Clean up all around on this board, because that's a little too close to comfort. Those little areas where the solder mask has, you know, gotten away. So that's good. Nothing edible. Well, I mean, don't they have mints there or something? That's edible. There's more things to do here. I'd argue that. How about that? Come on down to Mac84's museum. It's more fun than a funeral home. See our ad in Not Funeral Homes Weekly. Now, a trick with these, you want to be very careful, especially on the board, on this board where these pads are very close to each other, and this is all the voltage rails, etc. I had a problem on a previous LC, I think it was an LC3 I did, where the cap I was using was a little bit large, and what happened was it bridged a connection. Of course, the machine wouldn't turn on. Power supply would click, and upon further inspection, the cap was, the positive end here was actually touching the copper around it, and you can see how that's wearing away here. And so you just have to be very careful when you're putting these back on. You want to make sure that everything is touching where it should be. Now you don't have any shorts. All right. Take a look at this board with my peepers. We are missing one spot there we have to fix up. And it's time to put the capacitors on. You stab them, we slab them. What do you want? Alrighty, so let's get out our capacitors. So I have our little cheat sheet from Bruce, again, BrankisCreations.com. Excellent website. So these are 10 microfarad, 16 volt capacitors. We need a few of those. We need 5 of them to be exact. So let me take out 5. These are actually, these are the smaller ones? I guess you could, well, they're not the tiniest ones. Yeah, they're a little bit larger than the ones I prefer, but I ordered 150 of them, so I probably better use them. Let me just check my unorganized parts bin here, just to see if I have any other ones. Yeah, here's a bunch of smaller ones. I think I'm going to use these. So it'll be a bit easier. Well, I guess it depends on the spot. Let's see. So we have 5 of those. Yeah, so I'm gonna use. We'll just go with the smaller ones. Make my life easier. All right, and then we need 5 47 microfarad 16-volt capacitors. Need 5 of those, and we have 5 right here. And what else we got? These are 6.3100, and that's exactly what I'm holding. How about that? So I only need 1 of these, so I'm going to grab 1. Okay. I have to order more of those smaller 16-volt ones because I believe that's all I have right now. Oh, good, we have more flux. Excellent. Yeah, these are the larger 6.3 volts. That's okay. Keep those for another time. So these are the 47 microfarad 16 volts, so we will need 5 of those. Excellent. And you know what? Let's put these on first, and then we'll come back to the other ones. I don't want to mix them up. Let's zoom this in because I am blind. Cannot see what I'm doing. All right, so. That needs a bit of cleaning, now doesn't it? Now we do have a trace there that looks a bit questionable. So I want to get all that gunk away. Scrape that away. There we go. And we'll put some UV solder mask on that and we'll cure that. Oh, there's the other caps. Those, well, I guess leave them in here. And have me question why I put them later. Okay, so UV solder mask. And we get a little tool to apply it here. Just want a little dab of that here, and a little dab of that here. And that'll just make sure nothing can touch those two areas. Nothing can short it out, and be all nice and happy. So let's use our little laser here. I apologize if things aren't exactly focused. Hopefully that helps a little bit. And we're going to dim the lights a little. And go pew, 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 as Bruce would say. Hopefully. I mean, We're going to use a laser and not make laser noises. I don't... Something wrong. All right, my full attention is to the chat now, and some of that attention is just holding this laser still. So Adam is talking about a project. Replace the LC040 with a real 040. Sounds fun. Yeah, I picked up, I think it was two of the 68 040s, but they're the 33 megahertz ones. But they're the full ones, they're not the LC ones. But yeah, I mean, they're still available. I'm sure they're not cheap, especially the 40 megahertz ones. No worries, Adam. Thank you very much for stopping by. See you later. Have a good evening. So we're just pointing this little laser here. We're waiting for this to have a reaction and to harden here. So we could put a capacitor right over it. Hopefully you can't hear the hum of my Xserve in the background. It is actually off, but the fan likes to run the power supply, so I guess it's because it's ready to be turned on an instant command from the network, so it's technically kind of on, I guess. I got a Mac LC III and it smells like cereal. Doesn't work at all. Nick, do you have a different power supply from like an LC or an LC2? Because sometimes it's simply the power supply that is causing the machine not to work, and they're all interchangeable. The LC, the LC3, LC2. So if you have a power supply, you might want to swap it just to test it. But feel free to go to Mac84.net/services, submit that LC3 if you want it looked at. I am really have to go through that. I apologize for people who are waiting a response from me. Just been very busy, but yeah, just be careful with the plastic around the power supply. Those clips, just be very gentle, otherwise you could easily snap the clips off. I mean, just cosmetic, but still, you don't want to have to do that if you don't want to do that if you don't have to. All right, let's see if this has hardened enough. And it appears to have. Excellent. All right, so this is where I believe it's a 6.3 volt 100 microfarad capacitor goes. It was right in front of me. Yes, so that's where that goes. All right, and we're going to put that new cap on. So let's do that. I meant to put it in the general area, and it fell right on top of it. So let's just put some flux here. And we're going to put the capacitor right on top of it. So the positive side of this cap is where that stripe is. Just put that nicely down there. Try and get that as straight as possible. Need a little bit more solder. It is going under it, but it's not really adhering to the side. There we go. And that's not going anywhere. Perfect. Yeah, the LC power supply connectors, the little plastic things, are a little bit annoying as well. Okay, so we have our 10 microfarad 16 volt capacitors here. I'm sorry, 47 microfarad 16 volt. Let's put those on the board before we continue. So we do have a little bit of UV solder mask that we have to put here to clean this up, because we don't want that, yeah, that's positive. We definitely don't want that going to ground there. I assume that's ground. So be very careful here. Just using a piece of metal here from a nail. Well, it is a nail. Just to apply this, but... We want to make sure nothing gets shorted in that area. It's like these little hairs that they get out of there with the tweezer. Might be a little much, but I just want to make sure nothing at all can accidentally bridge those connections there. So I'm going to dim the light a little bit. Sorry, you couldn't really see that. And this might take a while, so... Yeah, there's a great little project. There goes the cap for the UV solder mask. Bend down and grab it. There's a great little project of individuals who are making replacement power supplies for those machines using these small little Pico power supplies. Definitely something to look into. They reached out a while back, say if I wanted to buy one, but I didn't need one at the time because all my power supplies worked. But I would be kind of interested in taking a look, seeing how that compares, and maybe something for an LC, or I'm sorry, a 2SI or something like that. Did I hear about the fire at the circus? No, let's hear the joke. Yeah, you might be able to just use pliers to push it back in. Oh, it was in the tents. Badunch. Yes, my Twitch channel is Mac84 TV. That is me, the one and only. I hardly use it, but I guess I should do it more. I mean, I know other people on Twitch do, like, non-game stuff, but for me, if I'm going to do anything computer-related, I'm doing it on YouTube. But if I want to play a game or something, I'll do it on Twitch maybe once in a while, but... We're literally watching paint dry. Well, we're watching UV solder mask harden here. A little UV laser, and we're just shining it at it, and we're just waiting for this to cure. Turn the lights down low. Just waiting for this to cure. "24-hour ASMR UV paint dry video when? Now. It starts now." There's no noise with this. That'd be very boring, I assume. The Cure, live on YouTube from New Jersey. Turns out it works perfectly fine with a working PSU. Excellent, Nick. Excellent, yeah. So sometimes it's just a bad power supply. So I do recap those power supplies. There are, unfortunately, quite a number of them. So it's one of those things where if you have different models... of the power supply, you need different caps and stuff like that. But Hot Rod, you're trying to paste a link in there or something? YouTube doesn't let you do that. It warns me when people do that. Not going to show up there. I don't know what you're trying to get across. Sorry. $1,750 for a Mystic Color Classic? No, thank you. I bet it has been recapped. Hello, John Secno. How you doing? Can you recap a 24-inch 2021 iMac? Well, I hope I don't have to. That's way too technical for me. Everything very tiny on those new machines. I sincerely hope those caps aren't having problems or somebody didn't take a sledgehammer to one of those. That would be very sad. That'd be very sad. Yeah, the through-hole stuff isn't too bad. Those power supplies aren't too bad. Just it's a bit tedious because there's a lot of different variations of that. This is a Macintosh LC III. We are just curing some UV solder mask next to this positive solder pad here because the copper was exposed and I did not want to short anything out. Let's see if this has cured yet. Yeah, we started looking at stuff in a box, and then ApacheThunder said, "Did you look at the LC3 that I sent you yet?" I said, "No." And he said, "Well, it's my birthday today." And I said, "Well, I guess we're going to fix that LC3. So that's what we're doing now. This still needs a little bit more time to cure, so we're going to try and rest the laser there. And just leave it there for a little bit. Yeah, I guess because people are home and they're bored or whatever. The demand for this stuff has gone up, but that is very silly prices for stuff like that. I mean, geez. Do capacitors last longer if the machine is stored in a climate-controlled environment? Generally speaking, I guess you could say that's true. The reason why these capacitors are being problematic, though, is largely due to age. Now, problematic storage, like in a hot garage or a humid attic, could definitely speed up the process of these degrading and requiring attention, or it could just be a bad batch of capacitors. But I mean, these machines are 20, getting on 30 years old these days, so they have to be dealt with. You saw some of the things before of these pads. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good. The machine worked, but there was some leakage as we are covering up here with the UV solder mask. There was some leakage here that was going to cause some problems if not resolved. So, all right, so we're going to put some flux here, and we're going to put a brand new capacitor right there. Hey, Frederick, thank you very much for joining. Yeah, electrolytes, not fun. Oop, there goes the soldering iron. Not fun to leave that stuff in the attic. If you have a machine like this in your attic, in your garage, or somewhere warm, heck, if it's in your basement, anywhere, get the batteries out of these machines first off. You do not want to leave the batteries in these machines. It's a very bad idea. They will leak, they will destroy things, etc., etc. Okay, good. It's an optical illusion. I thought something was melting. It's going to be fun with that SCSI connector there. So we're going to go very carefully here. Do all computers have capacitors? In a sense, I would say yes. I mean, they regulate the flow of electricity. I mean, I'm sure there's some that don't, I guess, but I would say most of them do, if not on the board in the power supply. Or all of them do. Yeah, sure, why not? But really, it's only the vintage machines and those during what is called the capacitor plague, when problematic capacitors were used for a period of time, that you really have to worry about. But hopefully modern stuff will not see these problems for many years to come. This is always fun to do. Come on. There we go. I was just trying to get that straight. Can I leave batteries in even when they're empty? I thought only full ones leak. Oh, you would be incorrect in that assumption. Even if the battery is low on charge, there's still chemicals inside of that battery that make a battery work. So yeah, I don't care if it's a battery that's brand new or if it's a battery that's 20 years old. First off, if it's an old battery, get it out of your machine. Second, if you're storing it for any period of time that you're not going to be using the machine for a few months or whatever, just take the battery out. It only takes a few moments, and you do not have to worry about your machine being stored then. Okay. Yeah, those coin cell batteries, they don't leak as bad, but I have still seen some of those go bad. I wouldn't necessarily say leak, but there's a different thing that goes on there. Alright, so let's bring back up our recapping guide here that we have up. Here we go. And just want to see where we have to put the rest of the caps. Sorry, this is sort of an easy-going stream here. No particular rush. This board is definitely going to need an ultrasonic clean. I'm seeing a lot of scunge and grunge and all those adjectives Bruce likes to use. Or those nouns, rather. I guess it could be used to describe something, and it is a thing, so never mind. But yeah, there's a lot of signs of age on this board, let's just say that. My hands are not steady today. What's going on? Alright, now we get the 3 caps by the power connector here. Is there any touch-ups we have to do? Not really. Everything should be okay there. Alright, and let's do the one closest to the memory slot first. I usually like to do is go to the confined area first, anchor that in, and it helps when you have these smaller caps. Use a little more solder on the tip there. That way you give yourself more room on the other side to get that capacitor into place. That's a little too much solder, but shouldn't hurt anything, hopefully. So we have 2 more caps, and then there are, I believe, 4 or 5 more. 5 more to place on the board, and then we're ready to test it. Wish I could be listening to music while I do this, but I get instant content matches. That would not be fun. Oh boy. No, Bruce does not host his stuff in a closet where his cats live. That is not the situation going on there. Just sing for us. Oh, you do not want to hear me butcher the classics. Or do you? Subscribe to my new channel, Mac84 Sings, to hear such classics as... No, we're not going to be doing that. My goodness, no. We've got a little patch of solder mask showing there. But that should not cause any problem. I'm not going to UV mask it. I'm just going to pop some solder over there. That should be fine. Just a wee bit. Or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't want to. Well, either way. We'll clean that. It's the eye of the Macintosh, that 2CI. It has its own special cache card. The power supply is interchangeable with the 2CX, but it has its own onboard video. That's one of the differences. See, you don't want to hear me sing. Blame Bruce. Blame Bruce. All complaints should be registered to Brankus Creations Incorporated. I was gonna say my new ringtone. I'm good at improvisational tunes and junk sometimes. Sometimes. And that stuff ain't going anywhere. It should not. We'll just be very careful with our soldering that we don't touch anything bad. Alright, so here are the 16 volt 10 microfarad capacitors. In the wrong key and informative. Yes, see, that's we go for informative here over anything else here at Mac84. I mean, why listen to a song in the proper key when you could learn something completely unrelated to the original song as you go? I mean, that is really the difference we bring here at Mac84 Sings. And I apologize for your ears in advance. No refunds. Alright, so I have these little tiny little capacitors here. And this should theoretically make my job a lot easier, because look how tiny they are. What I don't like, and I'll bring one out just to show you for comparison here, the normal size capacitors that you may end up with, and I'll probably use one of these on the board to show you an example. And it almost fell to the floor there. This is much larger. Let me just show you a comparison visually. Look at that. It's like 3 times the size. So you can see how difficult it would be to actually get that on there. So that's why I'm using these tiny ones. Because once you put this in there, and you get some room, but it's a little more trouble than it's worth. I have not updated my watch in a while, and it has currently stopped telling me the weather on the watch screen, because I guess it is not updated enough to get weather. I don't know. But I have not erased and restored my watch, or whatever nonsensical gibberish I have to do to get it to do that. I guess I will eventually, when I get bored of it. And I'm like, alright. But I have not dealt with that yet. It is a bit silly. I mean, it's silly to think that this watch has, what, 8 gigabytes of memory on it? And that it's full. I mean, I don't put any music on there. There's no photos on there. I mean, maybe my last 100 photos or whatever get copied to it automatically, I think. I think that's it. Wee, little tiny capacitors. They're just little cutie capacitors, aren't they? Aren't they adorable? They're adorable when you have enough solder on the end of your tip there. There we go. Sorry, just scrolling up here. Whenever telemarketer calls, I'll play that song. Have I ever tried to fix a iPhone or iPod? Yes. Usually don't have to, because you can't pay me enough. Those are very tiny devices, and unless it's like mine or relatives, I'm usually like, that's nice, go buy another one, because, yeah, if your information is all backed up, as it should be, either via iTunes or iCloud, I understand your screen's cracked or whatever, go to Apple, get it fixed. They don't support it anymore. There are plenty of places online that'll do it for a good price. Do not have the parts, and do not have the patience for that. Those things be tiny. They be tiny. I mean, I've repaired things by swapping out cables on my own phone and stuff like that, but I'm not really about to start doing that for everyone, because I would not be able to be competitive in pricing. Let me just say that. So ApacheThunder, we are getting near the end of installing these caps here. Hope you are still sticking around. We could see if your machine works. So ApacheThunder, do you have any cards that you are installing into the PDS slot maybe? To add functionality to this machine? Or what are your plans for it? Just curious? Just curious. And yes, I have the Apple Series 3, whatever the heck, watch, and you have to erase it to update the software on it, apparently. I don't know if it's just because it's running out of space, I guess, or Apple just got, like, screwed up in updating it. No clue. No clue. No, I did not ever fix that Android phone. It's still in pieces, and I think I booted it up, like, to try and restore it again, and yeah, the partition, whatever data was there, is probably still on there somewhere, but the data went bye-bye. So I think the only way to save that data on that phone without, I don't know what's going on with it. You see, here's one of the larger caps. I'm going to attempt to use one just for the heck of it. I think the only way to get the data off that phone would be to try and like dump it, use that chip rather on like a USB drive stick thingy. Like a transfer tool type thing, and just like search for lost data and stuff. Because yeah, I don't think there's any hope using the standard like restore and install things for Android devices, because it did not want to work last time. Yeah, so that's much more difficult to get on than the other caps. You can see you just don't really have enough room. It's a little crooked. Let's see if we can straighten that out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I probably just have to erase it. That's all. I just am too lazy to like go through that process, unpair it, and all that junk. All right, so this looks like it's all done. Let me just clean up some of the extra flux here, double check my work, and we'll test this machine. My good friend Sean from the Action Retro, are you still here? It is 9:17 p.m. Might have time to look at your board. So just curious if you are. If not, we will wait for another time. Oh, he's still here! That dastardly one. You got an NTSC capture card, but thinking of trading it for something else. Well, ApacheThunder, let me know the details of that card. I am quite interested in weird stuff like that. So maybe I have a network card or something you might be interested in. Who knows? Love to get an Apple IIe card, but those are getting pricey. I only have one. I don't even have the cable for it. All right, so let's just double check everything here. And let's just clean off some of the extra flux here that we don't need on this board. It's not going to harm anything, but it's going to go through an ultrasonic cleaning anyway. Yeah, this was sort of an impromptu, well, it was an impromptu recapping But positive, 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 positive. Yep. And over here, that one's going to the right spot. Yep. And this one here is good. This one over here is good as well. And we have the 3 by the power connector. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, so let's go get a power supply and such so we could test this out. I'm mudding right now. I know what he means. You want to tell everybody about that, Sean, while I go up and well, stand up and go grab this Mac? It's very geeky, I'll tell you that. Yes, so Sean is working on a MUD, which is a multi-user dungeon hosted on Apple AUX, running on his Quadra 950, and he's going to show it off at Vintage Computer Festival East in October rather. And I will be there too. We'll be sharing what I assume are joined tables, so he's going to bring his Quadra 950. I'm going to bring a bunch of machines that we could hopefully play together on. That'll be fun. And we're going to be geeking out. It's going to be awesome. You should go. VCF East. Go Google that. DuckDuckGo it. Whatever you want to do. Do what you have to do. And hopefully we will see you there. Alright, so this is actually an LC2 that Jay sent to me. Does that look familiar, friend? And we're going to set this up. So let's get the microscope view out of the way. You don't need to see the microscope view, really. We're going to be looking at bigger things. There's a chance I may be going to VCF Midwest if everything works out right, but it's a pretty big trip. You're moving to the East Coast. I'm looking forward to this. Excellent. Thank you, Bruce. Do what you have to do. Oh. Alright, so this is a LC2 that Jay sent me. He got it from his recycler pal ages ago and it was sitting in his basement. And he sent it to me. I don't think it works. Ooh, these caps look crusty. But we're not really worrying about that right now. I am just sacrificing the board off of this machine so we can pop in ApacheThunder's LC3 board. And these plastic clips suck. So little plastic clips that keep the board in here, and they are very, very brittle. They're very easy to snap off. I don't know how, but I just was able to move the board forward without snapping off those. So I don't know. The force was with me tonight. Okay, so let's put that there. I'm going to slide in ApacheThunder's logic board here. So it's an LC3 logic board. Oh, you have to take the fan out because it's hitting the fan. Hold on. Sorry, you guys should probably be interested in seeing some of this, maybe. Kind of. I don't know if the microscope's in the way. Take this fan out. We're just putting the motherboard in the case so we could accurately test it and all that fun stuff. Make sure it's not doing anything bad or whatever. Okay. Plug in the floppy drive. Don't even know what that floppy drive works. Plug in the speaker. Not gonna. Well, I guess we'll plug in the fan just to test the fan socket there. But not really too worried about airflow here. Alright. There we go. Yes, Jay did have beige once upon a time. I had a beige some time ago. When will the singing end? Never. Alright, so move the microscope that way. What do you folks think? Do you think it'll chime? Well, we first need a battery. Oh, Stephen. You and your forgetfulness of ordering batteries. Well, we're going to see if this one has any charge in it. Probably not. Hey, Dave. Welcome. I have no desire to go to New Jersey again. Oh, I'm sad. I'm very sad. 1 volt! Hey! That might be enough. Nope. Probably not. These machines don't really like to chime without a battery. Well, we're going to try it anyway. Let's see what happens. Ye old power cable. I'm going to steal it from here. I'm going to see if this guy wants to chime. If it doesn't chime, you give away an iPhone 12. I don't even have an iPhone 12. That's the joke. Yes, I know. Alright. Let's see if it chimes. Oh, this power supply might be dead. That's right. Jay gave me this machine with a questionable power supply. So let's take that out. And let me get a working power supply from this Performa 400 here. Now all we need is a battery. End stream. Alright. I do have 1 or 2 somewhere. I just have no idea where the heck they are. Alright, let's try it again. Yay! It chimed! Excellent! All right, let's get the video going here. I think this'll work nicely with our little adapters. It should, hopefully. I mean, I didn't expect anything different. I mean, the machine was said to be working. Which is always nice. But we want to make sure everything works, so I'm going to plug in our little VGA adapter here. And we're going to try and go to the different settings here and see if we could get a signal on our capture thingy, majiggy, whatever we want to call it. So let me make sure that's set up in OBS so we can see it. And we need, which one is this? That's that. Sorry guys, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's not plugged in. That's why. This is why there's no. Wait, it is plugged in. Where's it? Hold on. Hold, please. Where's this plugged in? Yeah, it is. That's plugged in. What's going on? Is it being funny again? There we go. I think we got it. Alright, so if I go to this, maybe we'll see it. Let's see. I might be using the wrong input here. Might be using the wrong cable. I have too many VGA cables on my desk, and it's hard to tell which one goes where. Actually, is it the one directly into the monitor? Because then we won't see anything. Or it could be that the battery is actually not happy enough to get video. Which could extremely, well, much, words, Stephen, which could, of course, be the case. But we do have ways of getting voltage. So what I will do is we'll get 2 fresh AA batteries here. Oh, Oh no, what he's going to do to the poor machine. Don't worry. It's just temporary. And we're going to use a battery holder and plug some voltage directly into that battery connector. That I just had. I swear. Here it is. Words are hard. They are. Trust me, folks, I am a professional, or at least I play one on the YouTubes. So, ApacheThunder, are you still here? I didn't see you in the chat, but I am obviously looking at things, so I might not be paying full attention. I just wanted to let you know your machine chimes. And we're going to wire up a temporary battery solution. And right after this stream, I swear, I'm going to order some darn PRAM batteries. Alright. Yes, still here. Excellent. Alright. Give it a go. How is your day? My day is going pretty okay. How about yours? It's a Super Mac video spigot. Oh, that's interesting. VGA cables have been don't recall having issues. Yeah, I think let's see where this cable's actually going. I'm making a lot of assumptions here. I'm making an ass out of you and me. This cable's going here. And it's unplugged, of course. That would explain a lot, now wouldn't it? Let's plug that in, huh? Let's plug that right in. That's why we're not getting any video, folks. It's not even plugged in. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Excellent. It is happy. It works. It works better when it's plugged in. Yes, exactly. Welcome to the Mac84 Comedy Hour, where he forgets to plug things in. Sponsored by Brankus Creations. When you have a creation, go to Brankus. Alright, so we're going to turn that off. We're going to plug in a few things here. We're going to unplug the floppy drive. I'm going to plug in our floppy MU directly to it. I would plug in the SCSI2SD, but I don't think the partition that I have on there has enough memory. We'll boot with the amount of memory in this system, so just going to boot from the floppy MU, make sure some of the things in the system work, and go from there. Can you test the Mac PRAM battery with a voltmeter to see if it's good? Yes, I did that before. It only had 1 volt, so that's why I was not using that, and that's why I wired up 2 AA batteries temporarily just to make sure we remove that. And yeah, then I figured out, oopsie, the video cable was not connected to anything. All right, so now we use our little floppy MU, which is this excellent little thing. Go to System Disks, and we're going to go to System Tools and see if it likes that. Sometimes it doesn't, because these installers actually use System 6 as like the base. Yeah, and that's exactly what this one did. So this, although it's a System 7.1 installer, the Disk Tools disk, it actually uses 607 as the base there. So let's try something else here. All right, let's try that. Try a different disk here. Thank you, Chris. Yes, we need a jingle. I guess that's the dot matrix I have in the beginning of my other videos. Problem exists between keyboard and chat. Oh, Sean, you handsome devil, you. We are slowly booting up to the system's 7.5 installer disk. Gonna take its sweet time. Reading from a virtual floppy, a floppy emu, whatever you want to say. It's not a bird, it's an emulator. So floppy emu. I can boot faster, and don't call me Shirley. And while we wait, we will prep our next patient, which is yet another cursed SE30 from our good friend Sean of Action Retro. Alright, so it's me, I'm back. We are booting to the desktop here. Mouse is working. That's a good sign. It's trying to work as the floppy disk takes up all of the poor processor's bandwidth. Excuse me, bandwidth. At least you have a FPU on here, ApacheThunder. That's excellent. Now pull the battery. I think it still gets. Well, we'll see that after we boot up. That'll be good to test because we should figure that out. What is wrong with the hard drive controller, Pretty Rider? I know you asked Sean, but we're all pals here. And what type of a Mac is it? The more details, the more we can help you out. Yeah, this isn't the fastest boot up from a floppy. I need to label like my SCSI2SD cards and my blue SCSI cards and everything so I know what system is on what. And yeah, so the cursor works. Well, this mouse ball is very much dirty. I have to clean that. But custom install. Yeah, it's not gonna do anything. But cool. So yeah, there we go. So let's remove the batteries and see if we get video, because I know on some of the LC models, very, very picky, they do not like showing any video without a PRAM battery. So I'm going to do just that. Just mind me a moment while I unplug this very temporary solution here. Okay, and let's switch back to here. Well, I guess we switch back to the other one because we want to see if there's video. All right, so everything's plugged in again. Let's turn it on. No chime. See? This battery only had some voltage in it. Let's put that back in. Actually, no, wait. That was the 1-volt battery. That's not going to do anything. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it needs that that battery. I have a new streaming overlay, slightly, very slightly, but thank you very much for noticing, Justin. Yeah, so I think it really wants to have that PRAM battery in there. You may have removed the battery while it was plugged in, so it still retained something. So booted up, it was fine, but yeah. iMac G3, bought it from a friend. It's a cursed Mac's cousin. Uh-oh. What model G3? Is it a tray loader or a slot loading? Alright, so this LC3 is pretty much good to go. We will put this in the pile to ultrasonically clean it and do our in-depth testing and all that fun stuff. But happy birthday, ApacheThunder. I hope this was a good birthday for you, whether or not that included the unplanned resurrection of your machine. Yeah, I mean, it's the LC machines I've always heard and have experienced that they are very picky if you don't have a battery. So wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. But we'll do some further testing and everything. Make sure your machine is all happy, your board is all happy before it comes back to you. All right, just move those very brittle clips aside again. Remove the fan and the keyboard connector here. All right. And let's put this back in the little bag it came in. And back in the box, and we will take this out to clean it when people are not going to hear the horrible noises of the ultrasonic cleaner. Because that, my friend, can get loud. All right, let's move on to our next patient subject, whatever you want to call it. Let's move this to the side here. All right, so you've heard of the cursed Mac SE30. I know you have. Here's its cousin. So I actually have a thumbnail and everything set up for this. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to do what I said I was going to do a while ago. I want to set up a new stream for this because something tells me that this video might be a little popular. I'm going to put the link in the chat so you won't miss a beat or anything. And this will also allow me to take a much needed bathroom break. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new stream with the custom thumbnail and all that fancy goodness. And you'll be able to join it just because I want that to be, you know, its own thing. All right, so let me just prepare that for a moment. I will give you plenty of time to jump over and all that good stuff. Okay, and that is making sure I have all the files here. Let's do a schedule. And we're going to do this. We're going to make sure YouTube isn't going to screw up our thumbnails, although it probably will because that's been doing it lately. And it's being silly. Okay, sorry, just getting the thingy set up here. Create. All right, so I'm gonna copy this here. No bathroom. Well, for those of you who want to stick around, we're going to switch to a new subject, so let's do this. So here's the link to the new stream. That is the link. Go there and just wait a few moments. Oops, something went wrong. What do you mean, YouTube? Hold on. Hold on. Did something go silly here? Something went silly, I think. Let's try that again. No, there it goes. YouTube was just being silly. All right, so you folks want to please jump onto that stream. We will be going live there in just a few moments. And we're going to start looking at Sean's yet another cursed SE30. Because why have one cursed SE30 when you can have another one? This is just... That's a cursed thumbnail right there. So, yeah, we're going to jump over to the other stream. So, very much appreciate anybody who wants to continue doing that. And you're very welcome, ApacheThunder. Happy birthday. And I'm glad we got your board all set up and working. And yeah, we'll start that next stream in just a few moments. But jump on there. I just put the link in the description again. Thank you very much for tuning in for the Macintosh LC III and for rummaging through that box. And yeah, we're going to continue in just a bit. But see you in a little bit. Be sure to jump onto that link, and there we go again. See you guys in a little bit.